Fly Together is a podcast series by Cora Media in collaboration with Aeroporti di Roma.
This is an English language translation of the first-hand account of Roberto Burceni, IT expert, blind person, and frequent flyer. I consider myself a seasoned traveler, often moving for work, either by train or by plane. However, being completely blind since birth makes it challenging for me to navigate large environments such as airports and train stations, especially when I'm in a hurry. But it's far from impossible, especially when it comes to certain airports. Care towards accessibility has made it more and more practical. My name is Roberto Burceni. I work in programming and accessibility for new technologies. And I collaborate with Unione Ciechi, the Italian Union for the Blind. Today, I'd like to talk about the solutions that Rome Fiumicino Airport has developed for blind passengers. Let's start by stating a fact. In order to travel by plane and navigate an airport, a blind person almost always needs assistance. Doing everything completely alone is extremely difficult. After all, it's easy to get lost in an airport, even if you can see perfectly well. So for this reason, I prefer to travel with the help of sighted or partially sighted companions, people with enough residual vision to make it through without much trouble. But let's be fair, who would want to travel every single time with someone that perhaps has different plans and tastes than ours? That's why autonomy is so important. The first time I tried to get by on my own, I had to travel to Rhodes. Well, as it often goes, they announced the gate just moments before the flight, and in the midst of all the confusion, I ended up in the boarding line to Madagascar. Not bad, huh? Let's just say I was a little bit lost. But there are also cases in which you just can't or perhaps shouldn't travel with friends. For example, on my honeymoon, with my wife who is blind as well. You can imagine that we wanted to travel alone, and so we asked for the airport's assistance services. The personnel guided us through the security checks and then up to the gate for Lanzarote. In practice, we had an actual person help us out, but just for the essentials, mind you. For example, I still remember the long waits before boarding with absolutely nothing to do. After all, we couldn't just wander around and go shopping. But that was 26 years ago. Today, things are different. And I'm not just talking about the availability of the assistance. We have entirely new technologies and solutions, such as those that are being tested at Fiumicino Airport. But let's go step by step and start with a service that has been available for a while. Free and total assistance that can be requested when booking a flight, preferably a few days before. In this case, once you get to the check-in counter, you'll find someone waiting for you. At Fiumicino Airport, they work for ADR Assistance, a subsidiary of the airport operator Aeroporti di Roma. This person then follows you through the entire process, moving through security checks, taking you to eat and drink something, even for shopping or bathroom breaks, until leading you to the boarding gate. Staying on the topic of tried and true services and devices, there are the tactile ground surface indicators, used for guidance, orientation, and safety, found in the terminals before the security checks. These guide strips are equipped with raised strips and bumps, which help in finding the right way. Clearly, they are supplementary, and that you need to already know where you're going, but they're still incredibly useful. And then, as I was saying, there are airports that take great care in accessibility for all passengers, investing in new instruments and technologies that vastly improve the experience of passengers with disabilities. For example, Rome Fiumicino Airport has entered into a partnership with Be My Eyes, a company that developed an app of the same name and which provides step-by-step real-time guidance. I was already aware of this app from other contexts, but I really appreciated seeing it used in such an environment as an airport, which is a perfect place to get lost. In general, when you use it, an operator, usually a volunteer, gets in touch with you offering information and an array of services. They briefly access your phone camera so that they can see what you need, where you are, and which way you need to go.
The difference in using Be My Eyes in Fiumicino is that instead of a volunteer who may not know the airport particularly well, you will be put in touch with one of the airport's operators who, through the camera, knows exactly where you are and can guide you through. This is extremely useful to solve many large and small issues, perhaps even where to find a nice restaurant so you can relax and get ready for your trip.
As I mentioned before, it's important to accept that you'll never be fully autonomous in a place such as an airport. But modern technology and AI are slowly allowing us to keep some of the biggest promises that we made in the past. These new opportunities are also useful for a fully blind person such as myself, for which traveling by plane is still a challenge when on my own, without any assistance at all. And I'm not just talking about the more obvious things, such as physically moving through a terminal. Just think about hold luggage. Before security checks, some airlines require passengers to leave their luggage on the conveyor belts on their own. This is something we need help with, just as we do when picking the luggage back up again after landing.
When it comes to carry-on, if under 12 kilograms or 26.5 pounds, there is no need to worry, because the assistance service provided by Aeroporti di Roma is available to accompany you with luggage of said weight. On the other hand, if you have more hand luggage or luggage exceeding this weight, then you can book the paid porter service by sending an email to porteraggio@adr.it or requesting it at the airport's information desks. If this service isn't requested, but there is need of a second assistant to carry luggage, the wait may be reasonably longer, but there is no need to fear. ADR assistant personnel is always ready to help and properly trained to guarantee a smooth and accessible journey. Just remember to make the luggage recognizable for the ADR assistant operator, as they will be picking it up for you. All you need is to label it, to tie it with a colored ribbon or even a sticker. It will make a world of difference.
Or just think about boarding or disembarking the actual plane. If you have to go through a jet bridge, then no problem. Same when getting on a bus that takes you there. But once you get off, it's hard to make your way to the stairs in order to board without any help at all. This is why airports provide assistance, both for departures and arrivals. These people aren't just useful in a practical sense. They also make us feel accepted. They put us in touch with the values of the place. And, most importantly, they get us ready to fly. Fly Together is a podcast series by Cora Media in collaboration with Aeroporti di Roma. Written by Francesca Berardi. Narrated and adapted by John Aquilecchia. Editing by Sara Poma. Sound design by Aurora Ricci. Graphic design, Rebecca Grassi. The project manager is Anna Nenna. The producer is Sabrina Patilli. The post-production coordinator is Matteo Scelsa. Studio recordings by Christian Galdini.